Well, M4 gearbox. What a pain in the ass to upgrade this is. I've had quite a few goes over the past, slowly working out all the bugs. Hopefully I've gotten onto it now, and maybe I can help some others, and if anyone's got any info for me, any help, I'd really appreciate it. The dramas that I've found with this is trying to get the sector gear anywhere near the middle of the piston, which is pretty impossible. I've got the spur gear as flat as I can get it, and then I've shimmed the others just enough to, well, correctly to try and get that sector gear over that side as far as possible, but it's pretty impossible, and it's a real pain in the ass gearbox to shim. It takes a lot of shims and a lot of time, and this is what's happened in the past. Two things have done this: the sector gear not running anywhere near the middle; it's right over to the edge, and AOE. So I've corrected that, and what's been happening is, as the sector gear picks it up, it's been lifting the piston and throwing it out of the guide rails, and the reason because of that is the original piston that comes with it is a lot wider. The guide rails are a lot wider, and the piston's a lot wider than other upgrade pistons that you can get. Like I'll show you here. They're all narrower. This one, and so, and this one. So what I've tried to do is, like with the original, it's got full length guide rails here. In other pistons, they've got bits like there and there. This one's got spaces missing as well. So with this one, I've got a piston that has full length guides on it. So I've corrected the AOE. It was pretty bad, like at 2 o'clock, but the best I can, that's the original one that goes into here, and I've made a washer and glued it onto that one. That's the correct width that I need. I can't buy any washers here so to fit, so I've made my own out of rubber, and different thicknesses, and this is the correct one. The best I can get the AOE is about 12:30, so not quite 12 o'clock, but about just 12:30. And the way I had to do that was to gently file this last tooth down here. You probably can't see it, even by eye you can't even notice it, but it's down just enough so that when the first two teeth of the sector gear come around, they just miss here. Sorry, they just miss here. They end up in here, the two teeth, and then the third teeth slots into here nicely and pulls it back instead of lifting it. But there's still stacks of room in here, like when it's all set up even, like you can sort of do this and this inside with the two sides on the gearbox. There's still play that way and this way. So I've made something out of a bit of plastic to try and fix this. That's what this is here. And what I do is I put it up into here. It fits nicely up into this section up here. The other side of the gearbox comes on, and what it does, I don't know if you can see, it just sits down inside where the piston runs, a couple of mil down in here, so that when the piston is in there, try and get it this for you. When the piston's in there, it still runs true, but it takes away any slack from when the gears pick this piston up. It takes away any slack to lift this piston up out of the tracks, because it's not wide enough like the original. So that prevents it, which stops that straight away and sends it on its way into the guide rails. So hopefully that's going to solve this issue. The other thing is I wanted to upgrade the cylinder, but they're quite a bit shorter than upgrade cylinders there. So I didn't want to cut this back. I haven't got any other spares. Maybe when I get some more, I'll cut that back, because it's a far better quality cylinder. So at the moment, I'll just try this. The retainer spring. This is from another airsoft gearbox. I've had to where are we? I've had to file the diameter down on here to just about the size of the bearing. Also, I've had to file and adjust the tags to sit into the tail here. So that's worked well, and it's an upgrade. So the motor is it's advertised as a 32,000 revs a minute. It is pretty quick, and the gears 13:1 are fast. I can't run an 11 volt with this because the gels don't keep up, but 7.4 is perfectly fine. And last time I had it running, they were over 22 rounds a second, so that's heaps. So I want to try and get this thing shooting around 300 FPS, stack heaps of rate of fire, you know, for like CQB or something like that. All right, I think that's about it. So like I say, if you guys know any more helpful things to do these gearboxes up, I'd appreciate that. I've shared what I've sort of worked out, so I'll put it together and give it some testing. All right, we'll see you then.
Charlie, don't surf!